The psalmist reminds us literally in every other line, the one thing that remains constant. Sometimes this world feels like that we are sitting in a small boat in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of a hurricane. And it's tough, and it's difficult. But in the middle of all of this, God's love remains forever. It endures forever. It lasts forever. It is always there, no matter when we are. The psalmist points to the creation, to the Red Sea, and to the Exodus, and to the conquest of the Promised Land. And you might say, look, if I saw things like that happen, oh yeah, well, I'd know that God's love endured forever. But remember, every single one of those were birthed out of darkness. Literally, the creation was birthed out of darkness. And then the Exodus was birthed out of slavery. And the conquest was birthed out of Israel looking at the enemies that they faced and saying, look, they're too great. They're bigger than we are. They're better than we are. They're more experienced than we are. There's no way we can take them. Every single one of them was birthed out of darkness. Also take Daniel's three friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Their salvation in the fiery furnace was birthed out of darkness, was birthed out of the threat of death, the thought that they would instantaneously die when they were thrown into that flame. And their statement to King Nebuchadnezzar is one of the most amazing statements in all of God's Word. Look, King, you can do whatever you want to us. God has the ability and has the power to save us. However, He might not. He might choose to let us perish in those flames. And even if He does, that's fine. We are not going to bow to your statue. What do they know? They knew that God's love endured forever. They knew that their strength and their courage was not built on whatever's inside of them. Their strength and their courage was built on the fact that God's love endures forever. Knowing that is great, but we've got to act on it. Difficulty is tough. Otherwise we wouldn't call it difficulty, right? And I don't go through difficulty well. But in the middle of difficulty, the only thing that has gotten me through is the knowledge, the understanding that God's love endures forever. And that all I've got to do is take the next step with Him. And I don't have all the strength in the world. I don't have all the courage in the world. But I've got enough to take the next step. How about you? Difficulty going around you, surrounding you? Feel like that you're in that small boat in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of a hurricane? God's love endures forever. And God's love cannot act unless we are in the middle of death, darkness, and difficulty. Remember, God's love remains forever. And that is what we stand on for our courage. And that is what we stand on for our strength.